Let me use the other side. Use the other. Can you use the other convenience? The other convenience.
Okay. No problem.
Hello, can you hear me? Hi, can you hear me?
Okay. She. Tubado.
So I won't become as one and it's becoming more difficult for the block supply, particularly block. I want to buy a cigar.
Okay. Hello, can anyone hear me? Can everyone hear me? Can anyone hear me? Anyone at all, if you can hear me, please indicate by saying hello or raising your hand. Thank you, welcome. Thanks for joining. Yes.
Josh?
Oga at the top.
Good to see you. I don't know about Oga at the top, but
so at the northern hemisphere now. At the northern hemisphere.
Yeah. No. It's been a privilege, Josh. Like I told you, I'm about to hit the road.
Yeah.
I'm about to hit the road.
Yeah.
My person just confirmed he's in Atlanta, so he's just waiting for his connecting flight to Toronto. Yeah.
Oh wow.
So
awesome.
We'll see.
Awesome. So let me just start acknowledging our attendees. Adidayo, Aloali, Angela, I see you. Thank you for joining. Enoch, how are you doing today? It's almost 3 p.m. here, West African time in Lagos, Nigeria.
Yep.
And the temperature is about 29 degrees outside. I trust you all are keeping well. Thank you for joining from wherever you're joining in any part of the world. Hafsat, thank you for joining. I guess you can simply raise your hand if you can hear me so that I'm not just talking to myself alone. We appreciate you joining this webinar, and we trust that we will share value, mutual values at the end of the day on this call and even beyond. Thank you. I see you. Thank you so much. Awesome. I'll also like to acknowledge my colleagues, Adewale, Omomi, I see you. I see you on the call. Biodun, I see you. Adeomi, I see you. Thank you so much. I do know for a fact that we're going to have a full house and we're going to have a party here today whilst learning. It's going to be fun. It's going to be very interactive, and it's also going to be very enlightening. And we're very, very excited. I'm probably going to say this all through this call, this webinar. We are extremely excited about this partnership with 1 million teachers. We're extremely privileged to be a part of what's happening in this time and season. And we really cannot wait to begin to milk the benefits across board as we go along. One of the major milestones in this partnership is this webinar. And we're excited to have the two leading personalities of both organizations being on the call. Thanks for joining, Godwin. See you. Thank you for joining.
Yes.
Right. So we will definitely try to be Can you hear me, Godwin?
Yes, I can hear you now. Hi, Hakeem.
Godwin.
Good to see you again.
Missed you, man. Are you not coming to New York?
Very soon.
Okay. Onga is next week.
Oh, really? Oh,
Onga is next week. Yeah. So we're leaving on the 20th. Yeah.
Awesome. Thanks for joining. So what we'll just do is we'll just keep it rolling. We want to just acknowledge as many people as have joined thus far. Apologies, we may not be able to mention every single person's name. 1 second. Oh, wow. Okay, just got that update. All right. Thankfully, we're going to be able to record this session. So for those who probably will not be able to join us live, right, at this point in time, this session is going to be recorded and we're going to prompt the recording to start in a couple of minutes, just so that we can allow a few more people to join. Again, we're going to be very mindful of time, considering the fact that we do know for a fact that a number of moving parts is what everybody is involved with. I'm aware that Hakeem needs to hit the road for a trip out of town shortly after this call. And so, but we will still see how we can maximize the moment and get the best out of it. Again, welcome to this webinar. We're going to start broadcasting, which means we're going to start recording this in a minute, or sorry, actually in about 5 minutes or thereabout. But we just want to take this time to acknowledge everyone who's joined from across the world. It's a pleasure to have you here. We would have loved to see you physically, but thank God for technology. In the words of a great man called Fela Anikulapo Kuti, he says, press it and it will wake up. Technology. I'm sure that my Yoruba speaking folks will know what that is, but it's a pleasure to have you here virtually. We would have loved to be with you physically, but here we are online. It's a great pleasure to be here. Thank you so much. So I'm just going to pause for now and just give a couple of minutes for more people to join the call so that we can get into the business of the day earnestly in a few minutes. Welcome aboard, guys. Talk to you in a few seconds. And we are back. Thanks everyone for joining. A pleasure to have you with us here. Again, this is the Repositioning Teachers / Tutors for Sustainability webinar, co-hosted by 1 Million Teachers and Tuteria, which is part of our ongoing collaboration as a common team aiming to achieve a common objective in the world that we live in today. I can assure you that the challenges that we face that is confronting us at the moment globally in terms of education, quality of education, quantity of teachers, and all the corresponding issues around it is a daunting task. And for everyone and anyone who has decided to embark on that journey of getting a fix to the problem, we're always excited to be a part of that conversation. Hence why this collaboration, this partnership was birthed to ensure that we're able to form a common alliance to confront a common challenge in today's world, in today's society, particularly in sub-Saharan part of the world and many other places where we have an extremely shortfall of resources in terms of quantity and quality to really make themselves available in our world today to make impact as teachers, be it as active teachers in the marketplace or in the passive activity, in their passive vocations as tutors. So we'd really like to appreciate everyone who's joined the call today. And in a couple of minutes, we're going to be diving into the proceedings of the day. I think I could already preempt the agenda and just share. We're going to have the introductions of our speakers. who technically do not need an introduction, but we will still go ahead to introduce them. And then we're going to be hearing from them individually, just to get a sense of who we are across the board. That is, who we are at 1 million teachers and who we are at Tuteria. And then we're going to be looking at what is the purpose of this partnership. Now, you recall I mentioned that we are forging a common alliance against, quote unquote, a common challenge. I don't want to call it an enemy, a common challenge that is common to many of us living in this part of the world and even beyond. And then we're going to be sharing what are the benefits of this partnership, right, in the immediate, in the medium, and in the long term for this alliance that has been forged between 1MT and Tuteria. And then it's only fair to then share with us, unveil to us, what the next steps are in terms of really strengthening the partnerships and working as on a collaborative front to engage meaningfully across the board. And last but not the least, we're going to hear from a couple of teachers from the 1MT community to just share briefly with us their experiences in their journey so far. And also we're going to hear from one or two tutors from Tuteria to also share with us, the global team that's on this call, one or two experiences that they've had over the years on the Tuteria platform, so that we all get a sense across the board the kind of experiences people have had. And then finally, but more importantly, we're going to open the floor for questions and answers. Right. And so on that note, I'm going to just pause for about 60 more seconds and then start the All right, apologies for the temporary technical glitch. Not uncommon to this part of the world, but we appreciate you still bearing with us. And we're just going to go into it straight away. I'm going to go ahead to just, based on the agenda of the day, go ahead to introduce our speakers. I'm going to start, again, welcome to our audience from across the globe. And we're going to start by introducing the respective CEOs. And out of courtesy, we're starting with our very good friend, Mr. Hakeem Subair, from 1 Million Teachers. Mr. Hakeem Subair is the co-founder and CEO of 1 Million Teachers and a prominent figure in educational innovation. His extensive academic background includes a master's degree in management innovation and entrepreneurship from Queen's University and a Bachelor of Commerce degree in business from the University of Windsor, alongside Bachelor of Finance from the University of Ilorin, Nigeria. As an EdTech Fellow at Cambridge University and AP Partnership for Education, Mr. Subair has numerous academic awards and Golden Key International Honor Society memberships. He has also served as an adjunct professor, teaching courses in innovation and change management and artificial intelligence and entrepreneurship. Mr. Subair was inspired by a personal experience of his own challenges, discovering that education within the community where he hitherto resided in Nigeria had some challenges. This led to the establishment of their own school in 2008, which unraveled a lot of challenges. He was driven by this challenge, and as opposed to sitting down and saying pity party about it, this drove him to co-found the 1 Million Teachers platform to transform education. The aim of the 1 Million Teachers is to create a wave of highly trained, innovative educators capable of driving grassroots change despite the numerous challenges that was confronting him. In this journey so far, Mr. Subair and his team, they have trained over 60,000 educators. Can we just, give Mr. Subair a fist bump over the virtual call for that? 60,000 educators across more than 20 countries, directly and indirectly impacting approximately 4 million students. This underscores the founding vision that led to the 1 Million Teachers Advent and community. A round of applause for Mr. Subair. Thank you so much. Coming over to our founder and CEO, Mr. Godwin Benson. Mr. Godwin Benson, amongst other things that we know that he is the co-founder and CEO of Tuteria. Tuteria is Africa's leading edtech platform that is currently revolutionizing education by connecting learners with expert tutors. Mr. Godwin earned a first-class degree in systems engineering from the prestigious University of Lagos. Please permit me to repeat that. From the prestigious University of Lagos. And has worked at ExxonMobil and Deloitte West Africa before making a call on the otherwise illustrious career path to dedicate himself solely to building Tuteria. Tuteria, as a market leader, has impacted over 50,000 learners to improve their academic performance and created job opportunities for over 10,000 tutors, significantly impacting Africa's education, but more importantly, the socio-economic opportunities that this presents to the tutors on Tuteria's platform. Mr. Godwin's innovative approach to personalized learning has earned global recognition, including the Royal Academy's Africa Prize for Engineering Innovation, MIT's Inclusion Innovation Award, Harvard Business School New Venture Award, Future Africa Award for Education, and Facebook's Education Impact Award. Renowned for his innovative thinking and deep passion, which I'm sure all of us here at Tuteria can allude to, Mr. Godwin is committed to leveraging technology to make quality, personalized education accessible to everyone. Can we give a round of applause for our speaker and CEO, Mr. Godwin Benson? And on that note, I'd like to invite our very good friend and colleague now, Mr. Subair, to kick the ball rolling and just tell us, for the sake of those of us who are coming in from the Tuteria platform, can you please tell us about 1 Million Teachers, even in more details beyond the profile? Thank you.
Thank you very much, Josh. You're too kind. Can everybody hear me? Please just do a thumbs up if you can hear me. Really, I feel very grateful to be here. Thanks to the amazing team at Tuteria, Godwin, solid leadership. It seemed like we've known each other forever. I mean, we when we met, all of us, and it just seemed like this was something that ought to have happened a long time ago. But here we are. I welcome everybody. Thank you so much for your kind thoughts. We have several 1MT teachers here, particularly the black belts from, I don't know, various countries. I can't see everybody who is here, but I welcome all of you to my new family, the Tuteria Tutors. It's a privilege. I hope that over the next few years, we would all be collaborating, doing stuff together and growing together I'm a lifelong learner, and I hope that you guys are also, because it's also part of the philosophy of 1 million teachers. Learning never really stops. You only go from one stage to another. Before I have only 10 minutes, so I'm just gonna do a quick run through in the form of a presentation. I'm just gonna use the presentation as prompt. It will be like a rapid fire thing. For the 1MT Blackbird, I'm sure they've seen this over and over again, particularly those who have been involved in one presentation or the other on behalf of 1 million teachers. But for the benefit of the tutors from Tuteria, I would share this, even though we don't have much time. So it will be rapid fire, more kind of showing you the visuals, to give you a sense of who we are and what we've been doing over the past few years. So let me just share my screen. Okay. I hope all of you can see it. And this is an overview, just like I told you guys. I don't think when it comes to education, everybody who is here is kind of, you know the importance of education, and you know the importance of teachers. So I'm kind of speaking to the choir already, more or less. And just this gives you an overview. I'm not going to speak to specific ones until I get to the key moments. So when we started 1 million teachers, even before we started, I mean, we've been exposed to a lot of the challenges in this space. And we asked ourselves, I mean, we're talking about a gap of 69 million as of 2016, published by UNESCO, Institute of Statistics. So how do we help close that gap? And that's where we came up with the triple challenge. Essentially, how do we ensure that new teachers come into the profession, in a profession where people don't feel like it's attractive enough, it's lucrative enough? But how do we ensure that? Because we talk about the issue of quantity. We're talking about a gap of 69 million, 70 million. But the real issue is really about the quality of those who are already in that profession. But more importantly, we know how the incentive system is, remuneration for teachers. How do we contribute in terms of motivating these teachers to improve their performance? So that's the 1MT triple challenge. And so essentially, this kind of provides a summary of who we are as 1 million teachers. You see what's like inclusive, you see what's like gender responsive, because this is very, very critical in a world. I mean, we all see it where a particular gender not given opportunities in certain parts of the world, certain parts of the country. And but more importantly is, how do we make it some kind of movement in terms of creating a critical mass? Not just that the teachers are highly trained, but they are also enterprising. And this speaks to the journey to Tuteria, which I would elaborate on later. How do you own your space? How do you become change agents in your own right? And how do you improve your community? So all of this that we do is just looking at things in a different way, asking ourselves questions, why not this? Why not that? Why are things done this way? So like I said earlier, we're very, very open to learning. We're like sponges. We always trying to absorb and learn and understand, and in doing that, what we've managed to do over the years is to kind of figure out various ways, in spite of all of the challenges in the environment, so you see what like holistic, it's not just taking one part of everything, but looking at the overall picture, and then recognizing that this itself is a journey. We keep evolving, we keep seeing all kinds of challenges, and we keep finding ways around those challenges. So the training component itself, it's organized around the whole concept of karate. So Of course, you start at a beginner. We don't care whether you have a PhD in education or you have 50 billion years of experience or whatever. For as far as 1 million teacher is concerned, everybody starts on a clean slate at the beginning. So that journey starts, the courses are organized around the belt, you know, progressing from white to yellow to orange and so on and so forth until you get to gray belt, which is actually the landing stage to black belt. But something happens beyond that. We begin to ask ourselves, so what happens? So I have this basic education, you know, I've taken these courses. So what happens next? You know, we begin to talk about the journey to empowerment. This is really the core of the black belt program. And that's really what gets us excited. How do we find pathways? How do we find opportunities for the teachers who have become black belt? You know, so many of what you see here is changing, is evolving, but we'll keep finding pathways. But more importantly, is the fact that a teacher, the definition of a teacher who is empowered, what does that mean to them? What does that mean to us? You know, just like any other profession, you want respect. Engineers are respected, doctors are respected. Why not teachers? You know, we talk about what difference are we making just because we exist, just because we show up every day in our profession. Do we even have a voice in terms of decision making? You know, how do we carry ourselves in public? Are we confident, you know, proud of what we're doing? It's all of that, and a lot of what happens post getting to post gray belt, landing on black belt is really what this is. And we keep asking ourselves, what does that empowerment looks like? You know, but we also don't want to do it from a top down. We wanted it to be something that is self-sustaining, more like a grassroots movement, so that the black belt, the teachers who have progressed, who are made significant milestones, are also part of that journey to support other educators, so that, as we like to say, rising tides lift all boats. You understand? How can we create that self-sustaining cycle? You know, how do we create that critical mass? Not just having one empowered teacher, but many empowered teachers. And I mean, Rashida is here. She's an example. There are many like Rashida. You know, one of the ways we do that is the mentor teacher program. But you know, recognizing that you can't do all of this alone. You need to work with other people. Hence, we're with Tuteria today. But before Tuteria, there are so many relationships that we've built over time. Like our partner university, who signed up to 1 million teachers from the get-go, helped design and put together the framework of what we have today in terms of course content and the progression. You know, so these are the various countries where we've worked over time with the teacher candidates and the faculty at the faculty and the faculty at the College of Education. You know, so whether we're working with the American government or we're working with UNICEF, you know, working with even corporate partners like Sterling Bank, you know, working with people, traditional rulers, people who have strong influence across the world, like His Highness, who is a UN SDG advocate and all of that, or giving even our teachers opportunities, you know, to be part of, we just started working with UNESCO, and that relationship started as a result of our presentation at the UN General Assembly in 2022. So, you know, South Africa, Kenya, everywhere like that. And we do a whole lot of advocacy work in terms of reaching out and engaging with various entities. You know, whether it is governor from Nigeria, that's Governor Zulum in New York, or when we hosted the vice president, the former vice president at Queen's University in Canada, and whether working with partnership with universities in Nigeria, and all of these kind of things. Corporate partners like HP, you know, our friend at Edvest, you know, Edvest, you know, and BET. But so that's really, I'm not going to go through all of this, but just to give you a picture of the whole 1 million teacher project. And this just gives you a brief about where, you know, Josh talked about when we started the school. It was a crèche, a daycare, preschool, you know, elementary school, and all of that. And here we are today. So it's been a journey. I'm going to pause Okay. And I don't know how much time I have taken yet.
I think we have about 3 minutes left.
Okay.
For this session, that is.
That's the overview of 1 million teachers. And I don't know if this is the appropriate time, Josh, to kind of talk a little bit about why we're working together with Tuteria. Is that okay, or should I leave it for
so later? We have it. I mean, again, we can be fluid, but it's actually an item that you're going to be speaking about.
So
immediately after.
Okay, so save me my 3 extra minutes, so that when we get into the Q&A, all the things that I left on said, we can take it back. So I'm going to take my 3 minutes back when we get to Q&A. So I'll allow Godwin to take it from here. So
thanks a lot for that. Thanks a lot for that. I believe that we're going to be very, very flexible and very, very nuanced in this conversation. I think the whole idea is that for those of our audience, again, want to appreciate those who've joined the call, both our internal colleagues, our external partners and friends from across the world, from 1 million teachers and from Tuteria and here in Nigeria. I want to say we appreciate you joining. There's a whole lot that can be said, but we do not have enough time, as you can see, to actually articulate all of that. Even from when Hakeem was speaking, I could deduce that, this is a global movement, right? And I think that's the point, that's an underlying point, that what 1 million teachers is doing is a global movement that seeks to partner with people who they feel that can work with them on this journey, of which they found such a worthy partner in Tuteria. So without further ado, I'm going to invite the CEO of Tuteria, Mr. Godwin Benson, to just give us a small gist. I mean, there's a whole lot, but a small gist about what Tuteria is all about before we recap back to Hakeem to tell us what this partnership really seeks to achieve as we go forward. Over to you, GB.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much, Josh. Good evening to everyone. Can you give a thumbs up to identify that you can hear me? Just to the show. Great. So many thumbs up. So thanks, guys. It's such a pleasure to have this meeting rather. I want to say a very big thank you to Hakeem. He's such a pleasant gentleman, full of energy. I always like seeing him talk. It's just so exciting. And thanks so much for that inspiring session. Thanks, Josh and the team, for putting this together. And a very big thank you to every one of us that have joined. If you can, please just use the clap emoji for yourselves, because I think this is really, really impressive to see the number of people that have turned out. Now I can see almost 125 people. So thank you so much for taking a bit of time out of your busy day just to join and just discuss a common interest to all of us. To some degree, everybody is interested in education. Like when you talk about it, there is an emotional response from almost everyone, but yet not everyone is taking the right steps or making the sacrifices that people like Hakeem or our team have had to do. Even the teachers yourself, every single day in class, privately, in person, whatever form, you're actually, walking the talk and making the change that people just talk about. We are showing up every day in spite of all the challenges, in spite of the things that may or may not be there as we expect. Sometimes even in spite of the monies that we don't get, we still do the best we can because we truly love and care about the students we impact and we want to make a difference. So for that, definitely, you all deserve a very big round of applause. So thank you very much to our new families, the Black Belt teachers from 1MT. Thank you very much. I would love to be able to meet all of you in person, but then of course we can. And to our own guys on ground, I'm sure for some of you it might be the first time seeing me, but I wish I could see everyone. So thank you so much for the amazing work you've done on Tuteria. You have no idea the level of impact you're making. And I think we from our team, we're trying to see how we could do much more to give you that sense of belongingness, that we are all trying to solve the same problem And I think that in the end, all our efforts will definitely not be in vain. So yeah, thank you guys. I don't have a slide. I wanted to just speak from the heart and talk a bit more about what Tuteria is, what we do, why we do it, what makes us stand out, and what you stand to benefit from that. So, but it's not possible to do that without telling you a bit of the background, like where we came from. That will help you appreciate why we do what we do, and why, even though there have been many people who have tried to do the same thing, Tuteria has been around for almost 10 years now, and we've been able to stand the test of time and still be a leader in the market, winning the trust of thousands of tutors and thousands of students across the world, really. So, you know, when we, the story of Tuteria starts from me personally. Of course, it has to, because I'm the CEO, right? But it starts from when I was a child. And you won't believe this, but there was a time, I think in primary 3, where my elder brother asked me to spell the past tense of buy, like when you go to buy something, B-U-Y. And I spelled it as B-O-T, bought, literally. And everyone laughed at me because at that time I couldn't spell. Another funny scenario was in my school then, this was as a primary 3, the classes were according to brilliance. So primary 3A were for the guys that were brilliant, and I was in primary 3F, which were the guys who, in a way, they called us blocked heads. And for some reason, I found myself in primary 3A, just talking with one of my friends there. And then the maths teacher, you know, the class teacher started, I think it was break time, but I was still there with him when it was after break and I was still seated there. He came in and he said, you're not supposed to be in this class. And I said, why can't I be in this class? He said, because you're not smart. And he said, okay, I'll make you a deal. Recite the 10 times table from 1 to 10. If you get it, you stay. If you don't get it, you leave. Guess what I did? I left because I didn't know it. I didn't even know what was called 10 times table. So that showed how challenging it was for me as a child. But then my journey towards academic experience started improving when in primary 4, I had my grandmother. She was a teacher then in a government college in Lagos. She started teaching me personally, you know. And suddenly, most of the things that were challenging in class, I began to understand. You know, in primary 4 first term, I had changed school by this time. The teacher in the new school, of course, quickly discovered that I didn't know anything. And when I came to class, she would single me out, asked me to actually stay under her table and give me a question there to solve, that you go back to your seat when you get it. And so there were several days when I stayed under that table all day because I couldn't solve the question, so I couldn't go to my seat. But when I started getting some personalized education, you know, it reduced my play time. At least someone showed some deep personal interest in me. And then my grades started improving. In my class then, there were 24 students. I was 22 as at first term out of 24. So for some reason, there were 2 people who were worse than me, which sometimes I imagine, how did that happen, right? But then second term, primary 4, I came out 10th position from 22 to 10. And then third term, primary 4, I think I was 6th. And then first term, primary 5, I was 1st. Almost nobody believed that I could go from being 22nd to being 1st. But what that showed me was the significant role of a teacher who is dedicated to your success. How much it can actually transform your entire life. In fact, there was a recent, not too recent study by Harvard Business School that actually showed empirically that the teacher is 60% contributor to a child's success. 60%. And it's a wonder why teachers are not given the prestige, the honor, and the support they need. Because if Nigeria as a nation would produce millions of competent people, or Africa as a continent would have the workforce it needs for the next generation, 60% of that outcome depends on the quality of the people that teach them. And so coming through school, going to university and all of that, of course, we didn't have much money, but I had learned how to learn, right? And so I took the little skill I had, began teaching people. I taught people that were my classmates. I taught those that were my seniors. I taught those who had extra year in university. They were all my friends, because I would go to them and say, guys, do you want to pass or do you want another extra year? If you want to pass, I'm the best guy in the class. So just be my friend. I charge you and you will pass. Then I also taught the entire faculty. You know, there were large classrooms of engineering students, or even like the some courses we took with sciences and physics. And so I became very popular because I just love to teach. So of course, post-university, it was a no-brainer that I would eventually move on to use all the skills that I've learned to try to see what I can do to help children or students achieve the same kind of transformational growth that I did. And also, on the other hand, provide a platform where teachers like yourselves can, one, build prestige, have access to, people who need you, because there are so many students just like me who need teachers like you. Someone who would believe in me, sacrifice a bit of time, would not let me play and just waste my time, but would dedicate all they have to see me become better. So I wanted to see how could we give this opportunity to teachers. I made a lot of money, tutoring and teaching in classes, one-on-one large groups, And in fact, then in Unilag, I used to pay for the hostel fee for some of my friends because I had money, So I felt like this teaching thing is not bad, right? And then so it was easy for me to see that I had learned a bit of engineering. I saw this gap and I felt we are the ones that can solve it. And so we put together a team, which is now called Tuteria. So what we do is we want to create opportunities for teachers. And that comes through connecting you with students, parents, learners, both in your physical locality and globally, who can learn from you, who need the knowledge you have, who need the experience, the disciplines that you've built into yourself as a teacher. You can transfer that to them and, of course, earn good money. And on the other side, we also wanted to help as many children, learners as possible through personalized education to achieve better learning goals. So that's what we started with. What we've done so far now is we have a platform of up to almost 10,000 teachers. Every month, on average, teachers earn between 12 to 10 million naira in total. So that's a lot of people who we are contributing something to their everyday lives. And then, of course, many of our learners have achieved significant, outcomes. And so partnering with 1MT was a natural marriage, kind of, because we are always in the business of finding great teachers like my grandma, right? And connecting them to opportunities that gives them more prestige, more financial opportunity, more impact, and generally more professional development. So that's what Tuteria is. And so lastly, I welcome you all to this meeting. Thank you so much. And I hope that gives you a sense of what we do. Over to you, Josh.
Thank you so much, Jimmy. I know that nobody is going to accuse me of being biased and giving Godwin a little more time. I know Hakeem is a gentleman, and so we're going to overlook some things, but you can tell that, this is a journey of very passionate people, and we're extremely privileged to be at this point together. And so, without further ado, I'm just going to invite you back, Hakeem. Hakeem, so you're back on air now, right? To your own sense, and based on our conversations, what does this partnership between 1MT, right, and Tuteria, right, in addition to some of the points that Godwin has mentioned, what does it mean to you, and what does it mean for the community of 1 million teachers that we have all over the world? Hakeem?
Thanks, Josh. Godwin, thank you. That was inspiring. I didn't get to hear this part of the story, but I'm glad I'm here. But really, really amazing work. And I mean, like I always say, why haven't we been working together? While Godwin was talking, I just remembered there's a publication in 2018 about transformation, and the forward to that book, I'll see if I can share it with everybody. Some black belts have it already, about transformation and the critical things that is necessary for learning to happen. Schooling is not the same thing as learning. You can go to school and you're not learning, and we see it everywhere. And they looked at key factors. We talk about pardon me, I have 3 minutes. I'm taking back part of my 3 minutes, Josh. So they looked at it was a World Bank report. I think that 2018 they wanted to focus all on education. I mean, you would imagine this is a bank, right? A global bank. But yet, this is what they want to talk about, education, because they found out that all their interventions in various countries, they would not succeed if there was no an educated workforce to make it happen. And they looked at all of the critical factors. They talked about prepared learners, a child that is cognitively ready to learn, had decent meal, growing according to their age, school input, chalk, blackboards, all of those kind of things, computers maybe, curriculum that is relevant to the reality of their situation, for the world, for the community. Leadership, inspectorate division, Ministry of Education, all of those things. Alignment, but then effective teaching. Among all of these critical components, effective teaching is the one that is the most fundamental. A whole lot of stuff might be absent, but if there is no effective teaching, then there will be load learning. So that was the premise. And the person who wrote the forward to that publication was the former, I think, former World Bank president or former president of South Korea. Anyway, they took a decision about 60 plus years ago in South Korea that they were going to focus on education. And the only way they were going to transform their society was through education. And that decision over 60 years ago has led to what South Korea has become as a country today, from a backwater, extremely poor, impoverished people. Today, when it comes to technology, I don't think anybody, forget all the so-called advanced country that none of them is at par with South Korea. You understand? And education. But guess the clincher. The way they treat teachers in South Korea, they're like rock stars. Do you understand? So when you begin to look at some of these things and it hits you. So 1 million teachers will say, see, yeah, we can talk about all the triple challenge, we'll train and all of that. But what happens in environment, particularly sub-Saharan Africa, where we operate, where we know how teachers are treated, we know how the society treats teachers, we know how schools treat the teachers, we know, it seems like nobody cares, but we said that we're going to embed a livelihood framework into whatever we're doing. And it's about finding opportunities anywhere we can for our black belts. Is there a project? We ran a UNICEF project in the northern part of Nigeria. Me, I have bias. I don't care. If there's opportunity, I first begin to ask my black belts. We mobilize black belts to go to Sokoto, Zamfara, and Kebbi, and they made money. Many of them who were involved in that project. When we have courses to develop, we bring them into that. So it's really about that passion we have to create this opportunity where government has failed them, where the system has failed them. You understand? How do we make sure that you feel you are enterprising, you're empowered to be able to take matters into your own hand and solve problems for yourself, create income for yourself in a situation where society is providing all kinds of, is putting all kinds of roadblocks. So hence, Tuteria, it's a no-brainer. This is another opportunity for us to provide that platform for our black belts to expand their income opportunity. So that is the premise of this partnership to us at 1 Million Teachers. How do we create more opportunities for our black belts?
Thank you so much for that, Hakeem. That was quite very, very inspiring. And really, it's always good when, the question meets the answer in good time, right? And I think, we both are answers to each other's questions, right? That has existed over time to, on one hand, how are we able to get a very, very large base of tutors to continue to come onto our platform? And how can we also get our own existing tutors to be exposed to real world innovative leadership and learning skills, right? And it basically just helps to bridge an unbelievable gap that, doing it alone will not have, we'll probably will racking our minds, racking our heads to try to do it alone. But this is one of the beauties of having a collaboration and a partnership like this. Thanks so much, everyone. I know that, again, we really cannot exhaust everything that everyone needs to say in this one session. We have taken note of all the questions, and I'll probably invite my colleague, Ifeanyi, at some point to start responding to those questions during the Q&A session. But at this point in time, I quickly want to invite, our special guests, right? We have a couple of special guests who are also co-organizers and co-panelists on this call today. I think I have Harriet from Kenya. So what we want to do now is that we'll hear in 60 seconds or there, but we want to just hear from one or two black belters who will share their experiences with us as regards how the black belt program, and by extension the 1 Million Teachers platform, has impacted on them over the years, and also hear from our own side. So if Harriet is ready, Harriet, are you ready? So Harriet, please tell us your name, tell us where you're calling from, and then very quickly tell us how much 1 Million Teachers / Black Belt program has impacted on you. Harriet, over to you.
Hello, everyone. Good evening, good afternoon, and good morning. Yes, my name is Harriet Sajero, Country Coordinator, Kenya, Nairobi to be specific. Yes, thank you so much, our CEO, Mr. Hakeem, and CEO Tuteria. It is such an opportunity to keep learning, as we say. Yes, 1 million teachers in Kenya, it has been a journey. I wish I could be given an hour to talk about 1 million teachers in Kenya, but let me be sensitive to other guests. Yes, 1 million teachers in Kenya has been a journey, and as we say, a journey of million steps begins with one step. And 1 million teachers in Kenya, the step began in 2021 when Hakeem came in Kenya and introduced 1 million teachers in Kenya, and it kicked off. And so far, 1 million teachers Kenya, we've had several graduations, like we've had 3 so far, and we thank God for the way 1 million teachers are spread in Kenya, impacting lives of teachers and educators at large. For me, the way I've said, I'm a coordinator. 1 million teachers has impacted many lives and many teachers, many educators, many leaders in this country. And so far, we've had more than 800 graduates who've graduated to 1 year for Black Belt. And this tells you how it has spread within the 3 years. Yes, it has, the way I said, in 2021, only 30, the 30 teachers graduated, and that's when it started spreading. And last year in August, we had 143 graduates, And this year in 2024, in March, we had more than 600 teachers graduating. And the good thing about 1 million teachers in Kenya, the way teachers are embracing it and the way they are looking forward to many opportunities that are from in my interaction with the black belts and those who are still doing the courses is 1 million teachers is an equalizer. It doesn't matter where you come from. It doesn't matter your background. It doesn't matter if you're coming from a rural area or urban area. 1 million teachers is equalizer. To teachers, it doesn't matter if a teacher is teaching in public school, international school, or private school. It covers all teachers, and all teachers get the education they need to get and to be empowered from 1 million teachers. Yes, and the good thing about 1 million teachers in Kenya, it's free. Not only in Kenya, but globally, it's free. And this keeps teachers looking forward to have it. Sorry. Makes teachers to look forward to have it and to get empowered and to get to get the skills they need. And 1 million teachers it's in line with the current curriculum in Kenya, the CPC. And so teachers are learning more from 1 million teachers. They are even putting into practice what they learned from the belts and looking forward to, for the students, they are looking forward to go in class and put into practice what they're learning from 1 million teachers. Talking about students, 1 million teachers in Kenya, there are many, there are several universities and colleges that have impressed the 1 million teachers. And one of the universities is University of Embu, University of Nairobi. The students are becoming active and they are looking forward to go out there and teach and to impact the lives of their learners. I hope I have like a minute or so.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do, Harriet. Go ahead, please. Yes, you do.
Yeah. Yes, the students, as I say, the students from the universities, the colleges are looking forward to go in class and put what they've learned from 1 million teachers and even from their institution to the learners, to impact the lives of the learners. Because when you have the powers and you have the skills, you are able to impact lives of those who are around you, not only in class, even in the society, in your family as a parent. Interacting with the same students, I learned that they are not idle. They are being engaged in learning and just getting into the portal and not being idle or doing what they're not supposed to do. And even their lecturers, those who are leading them, they are like 1 million teachers is the way to go. And on top of that, they say 1 million teachers is a summary of all the years they've been in institution, well, all the 4 years they've been in the university. So they are looking at it and they feel like it is giving them more information and adding more information of what they are learning in their classes. 1 million teachers, I'll keep repeating because 1 million teachers has changed many lives. And on top of that, we have several schools that have become anchor schools. They've really impressed and they've really taken 1 million teachers seriously, both international schools and local schools. And as we are looking forward to graduate, there are many schools that are coming in as graduates and as anchor schools. And one of them is in a rural area, very far from the city, very far from towns. And they feel like 1 million teachers is best for them to impact even the students who are coming from the poor background. Because in those courses, in the 1 million teachers courses, we have a module that talks about how to deal with students who how to deal with children who come from a poor background, and even those who have special needs. When I talk about special needs, some of us, we come across people with special needs and we don't notice. We don't know that this is a special need case. And for 1 million teachers, me personally, it has made me to realize when I see someone with this and this condition or behaving like this, I know this one needs a special treatment. Not really a special treatment, but I should treat that kid or that person in a way that he will not feel or she will not feel out of class or being intimidated. So 1 million teachers in Kenya is spreading like bushfire.
I love that. Wow, let's give it up for Harriet. Let's give it up for Harriet. You really, really nailed that. Thank you so much, Harriet. I mean, always excited to hear testimonials that are so impactful like this. Again, this whole process, this whole journey is a journey of impact. By special request, Hakeem has asked for Rashidat. Sorry, what's the name? Rashidat. So is Rashidat able to speak? Rashidat, are you able to? Okay, is Rashidat able to speak? I do not know if.
Okay, Prince, is Prince there? Prince. Prince. It should be in the audience. How about Prince?
Are you there? Okay. Let me see if we can. In the meantime, just before we start winding down this particular webinar, can I think I see Mayowa. Mayowa is a tutor on the Tuteria platform, if I'm correct. So Mayowa, in a few minutes, I know you probably would have a whole lot to say, right? But Mayowa, can you hear me? If Mayowa can hear me, whilst we're trying to connect Prince and Rashidat, I think Rashidat has been connected earlier on. If Mayowa can hear me, can you just say a few words as regards what your experience has been on the Tuteria platform ever since you've been there? Maya, can you hear me? Maya, can you hear me? Okay, whilst we're doing that, I think, okay, all right. Yes, we can hear you now, Maya. Please go ahead. Go ahead, Maya.
Good afternoon, everyone. I've been with Tuteria since 2019, from January. And I can tell you that since then, I've earned more from working with Tuteria as a tutor than I have earned in every other engagement. And the good thing about Tuteria is they are not just interested in you coming to work as a tutor with them, but they are also interested in your growth as a tutor. Tuteria provides digital training, and especially during the outbreak of COVID-19, being able to work digitally proved to be a very critical factor, because of course we all can still remember how it destabilized the entire educational sector all over the world. And apart from that, one thing we all want to enjoy while working is flexibility. Another thing is receiving good pay. And we all know, just as Mr. Hakeem already mentioned, so in the type of society we live in, teachers are not well compensated. Teachers are not well paid. But when you work with Tuteria, having worked with Tuteria since 2019, I can tell you that it is the best place for you to demonstrate or sell your knowledge as a teacher. So working with Tuteria has been very, very inspiring, and it is challenging because you get to realize that there are very, very good tutors, or much better tutors, those that are much better than you, and you want to make sure that you are able to do well and get the jobs. You know, it's never easy, honestly. You know, I've been with them for a long time, but it's never really easy getting jobs because you really have to be very, very competitive. And when you see opportunities and you know you have deficits of knowledge, you know you are inspired, you want to learn, you want to make sure you can apply for these jobs. And that is one thing I also gained from that because, you know, I studied philosophy. I have Master of Arts in philosophy, and I never really gave attention to mathematics. But since I joined, and I realized that there were increasing demands for tutors who could prepare students for entrance examinations. And these students, as you know, need to take English, take mathematics, take basic science, and all that. So I realized that I needed to work on other areas as well. And to be frank, I had to buy books. I mean, mathematics textbooks from primary 4 upwards. So before now, I couldn't teach even primary 4 because I knew that there were some topics that I wouldn't be able to handle. But today, except I don't want to accept some jobs, I think I can competently take SS1, but I restrict myself to GSS for the best results. And that shows that as a tutor with Tuteria or any, regardless of where you may be working, it is very important that you are committed to learning, that you yourself are passionate about learning and not just wanting to teach and get money. So the thing is, you need to be passionate about knowledge, and you need to be passionate about impact, making impact. You don't just accept jobs on the platform of Tuteria. Of course, you see the policies. Once clients are not happy with you, of course, everybody wants to be happy. The owners of the business want to be happy. The clients, they are spending, they have a reason for bringing their money. They don't want to waste them. They are not bringing the money because they want to dash you. So everybody has, you know, an expectation. So you need to be able to meet that expectation for that particular person. And that is where ensuring that you are able to learn and improve, you know, matters. And I can tell you there's no regrets whatsoever working with Tuteria. I tried jobs, even having acquired my master's degree, you know, I tried some teaching jobs, and you get told you will be paid 45. So you imagine 45,000 naira, and that is one of the best pays you can get. Actually, that is one of the best that you can get. So when you have a master's degree and somebody wants to employ you as a teacher, and you work, and so when I talk about flexibility, so you understand what I mean. So you work from morning till they know that you will not be able to do any other thing. And even when you are at home, you will be busy reading notes, copying notes. And then you have to mark, you prepare all sorts of documents as a teacher. So it is very, very, so as Mr. Hakeem pointed out, being motivated is very, very crucial. And I was able to capture the introductory part of the document you were sharing. So it shows that it says any society is determined by the quality of any society, or the progress of any society is determined by the quality of education that is in place in that society. And the quality of education is also determined by the quality of teachers. So if teachers are not well paid, definitely the worst of people we want to be there. The best of, because I was tested for the jobs I got, of course, I was tested, and they realized that, in fact, they called me for English language, and I showed that I was very good. But they needed somebody who would take mathematics, take other subjects for primary students. So they said, will you be able to take primary 6? I said, of course, I can take. So,
complete fashion.
When I showed,
wow.
I'm rounding up. So when I showed that I was actually a resourceful tutor or teacher, they wanted to give me the job. You understand? They wanted to give me, but I had to reject. But somebody worse than me would get that job at the end of the day. So Mr. Hakeem actually captured. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for the time. I'm very sorry. I can see that I've said too much.
Oh my God.
Thank you.
Oh my word. Can I give Maya a round of applause, please? Very. Honestly, I mean, this alludes to. I mean, this you don't make stuff like this up, right? This speaks to the passion, the intimacy with which our tutors and even our collective vision is being implemented. Is we're seeing it right in our very before, and we're constrained by time, to be honest, Hakeem. So I mean, please, because we have quite a number of questions, and we may not be able to attend to every single one, but let's see how far we can go so that we can at least begin to round this particular version of the webinar up. I know that we'll have future opportunities to really engage further and discuss more. So I don't know if do you want to run through the questions so that the respective moderators can respond? Are you there, or should I just go ahead? Are you able to chime in? Okay, let me just go. Someone's here is asking, how does one join Tuteria? I think that's a simple answer. If you're joining as a tutor, if you go to the chat box there, you find the answer there, right? So there you have it. Just simply do that. That's how to join. The second question says, my question is, does Tuteria have course we can take that is similar to 1MT? That is why we're having this partnership, right? Maybe I should allow Hakeem to speak more to that in terms of, do we have programs similar to that which you have on your platform? So maybe you can respond to that, Hakeem.
So I don't understand the question. Do you have programs similar?
She's saying that does Tuteria have courses we can take that is similar to 1MT? The programs that
shouldn't that be me?
Oh, sorry, Godwin, that's for you, rather. That's for you, rather.
Awesome. Okay, yeah. Quickly, no, we don't have a structured and rich teacher development course like 1MT does, which is why we're partnering with 1MT. And the benefit to you, our tutors, is by the time we are fully integrated with 1MT, all tutors on Tuteria would be able to go through 1MT's program for free. You won't have to pay. If there are any financial, because I think I saw that question, any financial obligation, Tuteria would sort that out with 1MT, and you will be able to take those courses for free on 1MT's platform. So we would sort of funnel you to them, and then you get onboarded on their end. While when you've completed your courses and training on 1MT, the certification or the qualifications you get will now begin to reflect on your Tuteria profile that you're a 1MT or black belt certified teacher, which of course will boost your market value to customers that intend to hire you. So we're not creating ours, we're just simply taking it to our friend Hakeem. You're in safe hands there. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for that, Godwin. I hope that answered that question. I think this one is to Hakeem. Hakeem, I think someone is saying, I've been having challenges completing my courses on the 1MT platform. perhaps maybe that person can reach out, or do you have any comments on that, Hakeem, so that we can just roll through the questions?
Yeah, just send an email to admin@1millionteachers. A customer service person will follow up with you, whatever challenge you're having. So, yeah.
Okay. Good day, all. How can I join 1 Million Teachers platform? I think in the course of the conversation, we've answered that if you're coming in as an independent person, I do not know whether that window exists, Hakeem, for somebody who maybe is not currently a tutor, right, to actually come in and enroll to the 1 Million Teachers, 1 Million Teachers platform.
Well, same. I mean, just send the email to admin, a customer service person follow, because it's, every mail comes to admin, and then it's pushed to the customer service guys to follow up. So yes, we allow independent.
Thank you so much for that, Kim. I think I had gone ahead of myself. One of the things that we had on our agenda to also communicate was the next step, and like Godwin has touched on, the next steps of this partnership is that in terms of technology integration, whereby tutors who currently are on Tuteria platform, right, will be able, like he said, to enroll into the 1 Million Teachers platform and participate on all the courses that they have there to enrich themselves. So those are the immediate next steps for now. Of course, we're going to be having a lot more communication around some of the activities that we're going to be collaborating on moving forward, but that primarily is the major next steps, whereby we are handshaking technology on the back end to facilitate people coming in from 1 Million Teachers to come on board the Tuteria platform, right? Tutors on the Tuteria platform are able to go into the 1 Million Teachers platform and on an ongoing basis. So that's the major next step in this journey. Oluwabake watching from Kaduna, I couldn't log into Tuteria platform. Please reach out to our help number, or is it an email? I think it's our help number that you can call. Reach out to our customer service number, and they'll be able to respond to your challenges. Anything to add to that, Godwin? I think this is still.
Just to quickly add that, the reason you can't join right now from Kaduna is because we recently wanted to focus on a couple of states, so we restricted registration from some states, including Kaduna. But that will be changing soon, maybe in the next couple of months. We're going to open up for the entire country. So for now, I'm going to just post our email address. Just send an email there, just stating that you couldn't sign on. So by the time we reopen for other states, we should let you know so you can register.
Thank you so much. This one says I was registered as a tutor on Tuteria circa 2017. However, I have noticed and realized that I do not anymore. Please, can you also send? However, I get emails regarding webinars, updates, and the rest of that. Again, please send an email to our customer service line. All right. All your concerns will be addressed on that platform. I tried to create a Tuteria account on Tuesday, but discovered Tuteria account that I created in my state, Anambra State. I think that question has been answered. We are rolling out a couple of more states in the next few months, and just please stay tuned. Be on standby, because we're going to be coming to your location pretty soon, sooner than later. This one says, please, in case you have any questions. Okay, sorry, that's from our own admin. Right. So those are all the questions that we have so far. For all your inquiries, please, we have Hakeem has posted that's related to 1 Million Teachers. Please send to admin@1millionteachers.com. And for all your other requests concerning tutoring on Tuteria's platform, right, please reach out to us via email on tutor@tuteria.com. And then please keep the questions coming offline. We may not be able to respond to everything through this medium right now, because we really have to wrap up right now. But I'm going to just hand over to our CEOs to just give us their parting shot as we begin to call it a wrap. So let me start from you, Hakeem. Any parting shot for our audience as we begin to round this up?
Well, yes. Thanks a lot for that opportunity again. So for Harriet and team, I know many of you are looking, Tanzania, all of these other places. So our partnership is not about Nigeria. This is a marriage, right? So we're going to go everywhere together in tandem. And I think the Kenyan team is going to be part of that building into the Kenyan space, and the Tanzania team, and so on and so forth. So that's really the primary objective. It's not just about Nigeria. It's about providing opportunities for our black belts wherever they are. Yeah.
Thank you so much for that. Godwin, parting shot from your side.
Yeah, just want to say quickly, welcome to the family, teachers from 1MT. As soon as we finish the integration, you should be able to, flow in from 1MT to Tuteria to begin to take up job opportunities on our end. And then for teachers on to Tuteria, I think you should be excited about the opportunity to further upskill through 1MT. And then just to say that we're happy about this partnership, and we look forward to much more collaboration in the near future. Thanks, guys.
All right. Thank you so much. Thank you, our CEOs. Thank you particularly to our attendees from across the globe. We really appreciate it. You can't thank you enough. This session is recorded, and we're going to be able to share once it's ready. And we do hope to stay in touch. Please don't be an ostrich. We're going to be connected for a long term. And we want to say thank you once again. Thank you once again, and thank you once again. And from here in Lagos, Nigeria, it's a wrap from here. Good evening to everyone, and see you all soon. See you soon. See you soon. Safe travels, Hakeem.
Thank you. Thank you.
Bye, everyone.
Hey guys, bye.
Bye, everyone.